Hello, I wanted to record my playthrough from today's challenge. It's quite interesting as you can see there's quite significant gap between my result and the second place. The challenge is controlling 15 hexes, which usually is doable via any two cities. So standard approach is getting turn 1 settler and mobilizing it to settle anywhere else. Because basic city provides you 7 tiles. So if two cities is just a matter of grabbing one tile, doable even through luxuries. The playthrough itself will be split into two parts. First approach will be focused. First part will be focused on the approach that starts with the assumption I've just mentioned. For that, starting on the free pig tile is perfect because it's possible to make a settler here, mobilize it, and from this it's invisible. There's a holy site to the left. And from that, it's viable to just burn the mining. It won't be used at all in this challenge. Neither will be using this stone because this hut here actually has quite a lot of stone inside. The approach I'm doing right now, if executed perfectly, actually results with exactly 25 points. I may mess it up slightly. I don't remember the proper steps exactly, but I'll try to replicate it as close as possible. Okay, and here's the resources. Strange interaction about being able to forage tile that's not being used by a city. Still a thing. So now, what are the things left to do? We already have completed the objective, but we have 2 stone and agriculture in the deck. With this, it's exactly enough to build a hanging gardens. Actually, it reduces required food for a city to grow by 1 per city size. So this city will be able to grow directly by making the hanging gardens. Same with this one, but there's one small caveat with it. That is, the palace produces 1 culture and so does and hanging gardens produces 2. So with this, with 4 to grow, it's possible to grow a city border. It's not enough for the Oslo to make extra tile. And final step, normally I'll try getting victory points for luxuries, but I actually know that those won't go through. And there's a way to get 1 extra victory point by making a citizen here and assigning it to maximum food production in Oslo. Now both cities will grow an extra tile, and we've got 17 hexes, which means that 1 extra hex from Idaros will actually scale up to 9 victory points, resulting in exactly 25 victory points. And the game and trigger is already started as we've met all the civilizations. And yes, that's the basic approach with 25 victory points, replicable by a couple of people. Let's go to the second approach. Second approach actually moves away from the idea of grabbing another city. Initially, I was thinking that I could try make spawning a city somewhere on the left and sending a settler to the right instead. But I decided to try. Oh well, it's possible to actually make a city here and run a guy to grab this goodie hat. But if you look at the starting locations, there are 2 holy sites and a lot of resources. So, what are the things that are completely obsolete with this starting location? Most obsolete part is the settler itself. Starting here, it's very much possible to just make pyramids. And that's the best position for the pyramids. Now there's plenty of things to discard. Going for food and uh, hanging gardens doesn't change anything. The city isn't growing, it will not grow. It's just a waste of resources. The other option would be trying to send a scout here to grab this goodie hat, and it actually contains marble, doesn't it? No, I'm not sure if I actually did make statue of Zeus or not? Probably not. So let's start by redrawing this deck. So one of the things to make is the Great Lighthouse. And the other thing is grabbing forage and actually making a road here. From the spare resources I can actually make a unit. Grow the city. And I still have some resources to spare. So it's very much possible that in the initial approach I had, I've actually made a statue of Zeus with the marble and the scout. Well, let's try how this pans out. Should at the very least end up with both holy sites getting controlled. And it actually didn't. Which means I'll have to try again. Yeah, as you can see, with daily challenges, very, very small details can greatly affect the results. Right now, I can't actually remember whether I sent the scout to grab the goodie hat or not. For the first turn, there isn't much things to consider. Straight up making the pyramids is the best possible move. So let's try again, but this time I'll actually burn the scout. Seeing as much gold I have left, it's nearly 100% that burning a scout wasn't a valid approach. Or was it? No, it seems to be correct. Oh, and it's even 30 victory points. Possibly because of extra trigger on the happiness. And one of the key parts of this approach is actually getting this road over the desert, which changed the amount of required culture from 6, probably something like 3, which made it so that both upper and lower holy sites get captured by a single city without actually moving at any unit at all. And it completely steers away from the standard approach of straight up getting extra settler on turn 1 to achieve uh, enough uh, hexes controlled. Oh, and the AI is still trying to build cities on top of holy sites. Yeah, one of the reasons why this specific place was also promising, even disregarding the fact about the settler, is that with 3 hills over here, it's possible to grab this hill's goodie hat without doing with a settler or scout, without using things like woodsman. So that's exactly 6 movement points. And one more thing. Initially, I tried doing a turn once mobilized settler with this starting location. That is also not a viable option since it's simply impossible to mobilize settler here. Even if you forage the horse, it was exactly something like 1 gold missing to mobilize the settler. You're ending up with animal husbandry, 2 hammers, and 1 gold and horse inside the storage with that approach. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching, and see you another time. And you can catch me on Hexarchy Discord if you want